Want to see Ghost Mech.
So here we're in Game 2 of the Losers Bracket Semifinals with RevSaroVati versus Archaic here. Archaic just barely missed positioning his siege tanks in that last game. And Game 2 is going to be here on Xel'Naga Caverns. RevSaroVati is going to be, once again, the purple Protoss. He's going to be here at the top right. And his opponent, Archaic, the red Terran, down here at the bottom left.
So it's pretty widely known. The point of this matchup on this map is it's up to Terran to get a planetary fortress at the gold base. You get that, you really constrict the way Protoss can move, you choke them out, and you play slow and be patient, and that's what we need to see from Archaic. Over and over and over, we're seeing this mech style, and he's forcing it to play fast, and you simply can't do that, and that's what he's trying to do. And let's just hope we see a longer game out of it where he shows his true potential, because he's really one of the best Terrans in Canada.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Based on what I've seen out of a lot of the Terrans, just a few small minor corrections, and he could be one of the best. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him and RevSaroVati really level up their game and start to make even more waves in not only the Canadian scene, but the North American and international scenes in the future. And Archaic going to be doing the same 12-13 opening that you see out of pretty much every Terran in this matchup. So pretty standard. He's going to commit a single SCV to making sure that this probe can't put too much hurt on. Meanwhile, looking back at the base of RevSaroVati, we got pretty standard Protoss opening as well. So again, nothing out of the ordinary out of either of these players, because this is Xel'Naga Caverns, and either you cheese or you open standard.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see the same thing as last game. We're going to see RevSaroVati steal the gas, and it's going to be up to Archaic to realize that he can't play the same style with one gas. So we're going to have to see where that goes from there. And then maybe we'll see Marauder expand, but we're not seeing the Tech Lab in the right spot because the depot's blocking. So we're probably going to be seeing the mech again. Let's just hope he plays it right and plays the way the build has to be played.
Yeah, and this probe trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. He keeps forcing Archaic to pull an SCV off the line for a few seconds. That is going to cost him crucial minerals and give him a little bit of an advantage. We can see, thanks to the combination of both Chrono Boost and that harassment, we can see he's already got a 2 supply advantage, which is not too huge, but this early into the game, it could be all the difference. We can see RevSaroVati immediately going up to 2 gas here. So I'm kind of expecting to see a robotics facility before he goes for an expansion or anything like that.
And we're going to see proxy Stargates with Void Rays. This is going to be really cute. Now, I think the whole reason he's doing this, he's metagaming him. He didn't steal the gas, so he's almost begging him to go mech. And by going mech, he's sacrificing the Marines that he's not producing out of the barracks that he has, and we're going to see a lot of hurt come down. Another barracks coming down, but we've talked about it in-house.
Oh my god.
What Archaic does. Oh, and it's scouted.
Wow. Archaic with
Luckiest
star
hand
sense
in the
of a
world.
genius. And is he going to cancel the Stargate? Is the real question at this point. He's definitely not going to let go of these Marines. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him start an engineering bay in just a quick second here. He's gonna start
I don't think he. I think what Archaic expects him to cancel it, and he's not going to. He's still going to pursue it, and this is dangerous. He's going for the command center. He still has 1 barracks. Now, again, like I was saying, we have a bunker going down. Now, this is really important. Usually what a Protoss does is they're going to go 3-gate with the Void Ray, and just to interrupt myself, Archaic does rescout the Stargate finishing. But the Protoss goes 3-gate with Sentry, and they use the Void Ray to scout up, and they force field like little scatters of Marines, and they break down the wall, and they're going to expand. The only thing that sucks about that is that he's going to lose his tech. So it's going to have to survive to keep Archaic busy for as long as he can and get his expansion up and try to make up all the tech that he's going to lose in the future.
Yeah, Archaic is just continuing to pump these Marines out. The Marine count's going to get pretty high, but he just doesn't have anything else in his army composition at the moment to actually deal with the gateway units. The Void Ray, he'll be okay at dealing with once it shows up, and if it shows up by itself, which would be kind of silly, then it's not going to do very much. There is a single Stalker parked out right now. Sentry making its way across the map. RevSaroVati is yet to throw down any closer forward pylons. Might just use the one that's on this proxy pylon, or on this proxy Stargate. And the Void Ray going to try and maybe try to get in there. And Archaic scouting him out.
So we're probably going to see another Void Ray come out. Now, he's dropped the Nexus, but Archaic's seen the 1 gateway, so he can almost infer that the Nexus is going to go down. It's just going to be all up to RevSaroVati being patient and not trying to be bold. He's going to see a siege tank at the top of the ramp, and you simply cannot push through that. But we see the Void Ray in the back, and it's going to get taken out by the Marines. Oh, that's... Could have been a little bit better reaction time, but I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to, like, navigate away. And we have another Void Ray coming in. But again, he's just trying to move these Marines around and do what he can. But sure, he's got the expansion up, but Archaic has double orbital. And as long as he has double orbital, the mules basically give him the same thing as if he was on 2 base. So I don't really see him being busted now that he's putting 2 supply depots to block the bunker with 2 siege tanks, just because there's a couple Void Rays. Now we have a 3rd coming up.
Yeah, and the Marine count is going to continue to grow. Supply depot is going to go down to help him wall us in. There's pretty much nothing else in the way of gateway units, so he's just going to use these Void Rays kind of like Mutalists and just run around, harass any idle targets that he has an opportunity to do damage to, and just keep Archaic from really spreading his defenses too thin, i.e. going for natural expansion. He is going to lose one of the Void Rays there, but he's still continuing to do damage on either side of the map. And all the while this is going on, he's setting up his natural expansion. He's got more Void Rays on the way, and he's completed a robotics facility. He's going to be able to transition into what appears to be Colossus with some gateways. And Archaic is going to go for a scan. He sees the natural expansion, but he does not see the robotics facility tech switch.
Oh, we have another forest field. So now there's basically 2 things that are going to happen. It's going to have to tQArchaic to try to pin Archaic back into his base as long as possible with the force field, since he's not going to be seeing a Thor anytime soon. But he doesn't have a pylon warping in, so sure, he has his expansion up, but once Archaic decides to push out when he's going to, eventually, he's going to have these siege tanks, and he's going to have a relatively small gateway army, and there's going to be a pretty small timing, but a timing nevertheless that Archaic's going to be able to put a lot of pressure back on.
Yeah, so the robotics facility just about to complete, and Archaic's actually just able to squeeze out quite a few units here. That's going to be enough to take down 1, 2 Void Rays, quite possibly a 3rd of the siege tanks here on the high ground. They're also going to be doing a ton of damage to the gateway units. If he loses this last Void Ray, that's going to mean a pretty expensive loss there for RevSaroVati. He's already thrown away 3 Void Rays this game and really hasn't done a lot of damage with them. He's managed to keep Archaic in his base for quite some time, but he still hasn't really secured himself much of an advantage. Like you were saying, the mules off of 2 orbitals, even though he was stuck in 1 base, his economy was still pretty close to even, and the supply count's not very far ahead. Not very many supporting units for these Colossus, although RevSaroVati has access to 3 completely separate tech trees. He doesn't have the actual units from those tech trees, so the question is, has he actually bought himself the time that he needed?
I don't really think so. I mean, he's going to lose his tech, and all that time while he had his own expansion up, he still had a supply loss against Archaic, and it's going to be... Now, this is the one hard part to judge playing Archaic style. He's placing... Yeah, I don't know if he's scouted the Colossus. Let's just take a look at that really quick. He has not seen the Colossus, so he's going to have a nice little surprise when that happens. But he can either sit back and expand again. I would prefer him to take the gold, sit back, turtle, max, and then push. Not to get greedy, not to get impatient. Take the game slow. You're doing pretty well right now. And it's just going to be up to him to sit back and force RevSaroVati to do something. If RevSaroVati sees that I'm just going to sit back and turtle, he's just going to, you're going to force him to do something. And now we're taking a look at production. We just see range coming up for the Protoss. And we see Blue Flame finishing. So we're going to see some tQArchaic patented Blue Flame Hellion Harass.
And a few people here gave Archaic the pep talk after that last game, telling him to be a little bit more defensive with the siege tanks. So you can see he's going to start leapfrogging them forward, being very careful, very methodical with these. He's all going to be setting up turrets to prevent things like observers from getting an idea of what's going on. Siege tanks a little bit out of position here, but there's still not very much when we have gateway units. These Colossus do not have range, and those siege tanks, excellent positioning, going to make short work of all of the forces on the ground there, forcing RevSaroVati to fall back. But the more Colossus that come out, the closer he gets to that range finishing, the better position RevSaroVati is going to be in. Going to use this Reuter to see if he can pick off any forward siege tanks or any forward units, but he is going to throw that away as the Marines sprint.
And the Blue Flame Hellion sweep into the natural. And they do no damage.
Archaic is not paying attention to them. Is he going to run them into the main base? Colossus still don't have range yet, and they just can't find a way in.
Nice warp in.
Too much damage. Yeah, very nice warp in to block those Hellions from actually getting into the middle line. He's not going to get too many probe kills with that. And Archaic is completely content with hanging out outside of this natural expansion with these siege tanks. And as I say that, he packs up and goes home.
That's really, really smart. He knows Colossus range. He can assume Colossus range is going to be finishing anytime. And that's a really, really perfect time to pull back, because as soon as Colossus range finishes, he can bust the contain. But the only thing he didn't do, he's floating 1,200 minerals, and he still hasn't expanded. He's dropped a few more production facilities, but realistically, he's going to have to deal with the Colossus, and he's going to need Vikings to do that. And the longer he waits, the bigger SaroVati's advantage is going to be able to come, because he has the Colossus.
Yeah, so this barracks is going to get taken out. SaroVati making his way across the map, and a huge pack of Hellions running around the other side of the map where SaroVati just isn't. This is a really good read by Archaic to try and get himself back in. This is the same kind of thing we saw last time where the huge Hellion attack can get himself back into the game. You're going to see pretty much all the probes here at the natural expansion get taken down, and that is going to swing the economic game pretty much back into his favor. Now he's going to be going into the main base where there's so many buildings here, a few warpings like we saw last time, can completely shut this down. And it's a really good attack. Now that he's forced SaroVati to fall back, he's bought himself some time to get some siege tanks out on the field, a few Vikings into play, and he's also shut down pretty much half the economy of SaroVati. That's exactly what Archaic needed to do.
Yeah, you can't say that enough. As a time while SaroVati was just about outside Archaic's natural, he had 2 siege tanks. And just because the Hellions, he pulled back. If SaroVati would have pushed, and I'm sure if he watches this replay and loses because of that, he's going to really hit himself because he came back. And now he's 30 workers down, and it's going to be really hard to come back because now Archaic has Vikings. He's got his 3rd command center up, and now he has about 6 or 7 siege tanks, and it's going to be pretty hard to bust that.
Yeah, especially without charge or blink or anything like that. He's essentially just going to be attacking into this head first. A few more Hellions going into the natural expansion right now to finish off what they start, and while that's going on, SaroVati is going to be pushing in to this natural expansion, trying to do as much damage as he can. The Viking count is so high here, there's not enough stalkers. They're going down very quickly to these siege tanks. The Vikings looking like they might be able to clean this up, and the Hellions in the natural expansion might be doing enough damage. I couldn't catch it in time. But that attack got completely cleaned up. 46 applied to 92, and it looks like Archaic is going to move his way across the map to seal the deal.
Now, he can infer now by his own base that SaroVati's main's mined out. He's done so much economic damage. All he needs to do, and I want to see him do it, drag it out. Get your gold, choke him out, and show him that you can play right. He's 50 supply ahead right now. It's his game to lose. It's just, if he walks into Colossus, he can still throw the game away. And he has to be patient and play the way his style is forcing him to play. Because you have to play it that way, and there's a reason why.
Yeah, Colossus just do stupid amounts of damage. And once the Terran starts to take control of this space on the map, he can really start to shut down a lot of options. From here is the ability to launch quick harassments and still have a relatively close fly defensive position in case his army starts getting chased or anything like that. We're seeing that he's still able to kill off quite a few probes. We take a look at the probe count. Still only 29 probes for SaroVati. He's just not able to catch up economically. And just having 2 or 3 Hellions making their way into the natural expansion over and over again, he's making it very hard for SaroVati to actually catch up. SaroVati now being pretty much forced to throw down both a Dark Shrine and a Templar Archives. He needs to get units out like that that can just swing the game around in a matter of seconds if Archaic makes just a few crucial mistakes. Is pretty much his only logical choice at this point, besides taking a huge risk and just trying to go for some kind of all-in bust or something like that.
Yeah, and now this is like, I'm going to point this out. He's doing something really mediocre. I'm speaking SaroVati. He hasn't walled off the tasteless secret hallway, and we're going to see it right now. The Hellions are going to walk in, and they're going to do a lot of economic damage. He's so far ahead already. He's 31 workers ahead, and these Hellions are sweeping in, and the army is way out of position. And this is just being like, there's stupid mistakes. You know you have to put pylons on this map, and he didn't do it, and Archaic's punishing for him. That's amazing.
It's exactly what Archaic needs to be doing, is just continue compounding his advantage right now. He's got the economic lead. He's got the supply lead. He's got the upgrade lead. The only thing that I think he's missing at this point is a few armories to get some upgrades. But at this point, like you're saying, it's his game to lose. He's just going to run around these Hellions, do damage whenever he can. And SaroVati, well, it looks like he was using those Templar just to go for Archons to deal with, I guess, some of the bio here. But I think he's completely cut bio out of his army composition. Yes, he has. So these Archons
not going to do a whole
help
lot.
out a little bit.
And now we're like, this is just perfect. He's doing it great. He's moving up. The siege tanks aren't really spread, but he doesn't have to worry about. There's really no charge loss. There's no blink. So we're going to see a GG coming out of SaroVati really quick here.
And there's just really no way SaroVati has the army composition to deal with this, let alone just the pure amount of firepower. You can see His entire ground army just getting absolutely evaporated. There's nothing left in the air for Archaic to play, so he's going to land those Vikings. They're going to make short work of the Archon, and this Nexus is going to go down. You can see a GG for RevSaroVati in just a second. There it is, and he's going to tie the series up 1-1 with some really nice mech play.
And again, we'll bring it up again. The turning point of that game was when Archaic had the cojones to move those Blue Flame Hellions back into the mineral line. He had 2 siege tanks, and to move all of his army away, wow, that paid off. Can't believe it.
Yeah, really taking advantage of those Blue Flame Hellions whenever he can. And we're going to go right into this next game here. Yeah.